At this moment, Toriko and Komatsu are on a seaside trip, while Komatsu kept thinking that this time, if he went along with Toriko, it will also be a dangerous journey. Unexpectedly, this time he was taken to Gourmet Beach, making Komatsu excited, because there are many delicious dishes here. Suddenly, they meet Setsuno and Jiro. Turns out they're also here for a vacation. So, Komatsu thanks Jiro, because last time he saved Toriko from the gourmet world. Suddenly, everyone notices Toriko here, thus, they run back to admire him. Unexpectedly, Rin also arrives. She immediately chases them away, because Rin is jealous and doesn't want any female fans to get close to Toriko. So, Toriko takes Komatsu and Rin to eat the dishes here, making them very happy, because the food here is very cool and refreshing. At this point, Toriko takes both of them to his favorite curry shop. But, today the shop is closed. Suddenly, Tina also sees Toriko. So, she rushes to interview him. When the shop owner hears Toriko is here, he also rushes out to ask Toriko for help. Turns out his name is Cumin. At this point, he tells Toriko, his father just passed away, thus, he and his sister named Safla. Both have been managing this shop together. Cumin is in charge of cooking. Safla is responsible for going to the sea to search for ingredients. But, Safla has been gone for 2 days and still hasn't returned, making Cumin very worried. At this point, he showed them his curry sauce. It turns out this sauce comes from a comet outside the universe, and his father found it. So, he turned that comet into a jar for the sauce. But, the recipe to make the sauce, his father still refused to pass it on to him, making him wonder why. But, Komatsu believes that Cumin's father is a great person, because he preserves cooking utensils very well. Cumin asks Toriko to help find his sister. So, Toriko agreed, and promised to help Cumin find curry ingredients, making Cumin very happy. Thus, Toriko and everyone set off. At this point, Toriko told Komatsu, the hardest ingredient to find for curry is Watiger. It is a very powerful beast. Suddenly, they see a school of Harasenka level 5 fish. Toriko says its taste is like French fries. So, Komatsu and Rin happily catch them. Suddenly, Komatsu gets pulled away. Toriko then realizes she is Safla. Turns out she is being chased by a level 20 hammerhead shark. So, Toriko uses flying knife and flying fork to attack it. Thanks to that, Safla is safe. She says her mount's name is Babu level 15. Komatsu realized that she was a very strong-willed person. At this moment, Safla showed them the ingredients she had collected. But, she still lacks one ingredient, that is Watiger. She said it's here. Suddenly, they saw an island drifting towards them. A giant horse head appeared, which surprised them. Toriko recognized it as Island Horse. So, Safla ran up to the island. Toriko chased after her. At this point, they saw many monsters here. Safla said that all the monsters on this island are ingredients for her father's curry. Unexpectedly, the Zanj group is also here. They said there's a very dangerous monster behind them. So, it chased them. Toriko realized it was Watiger level 70. Thus, Toriko immediately used flying fork to attack it. But, his attack went through the tiger. Terry also immediately attacked. But, the tiger shot water bullets to stop Terry. Toriko continued to use leg knife and 15-hit nail punch. Unexpectedly, his attacks had no effect. So, the tiger counterattacked Toriko, while Safla and Komatsu were chasing the dinosaur, and Safla managed to get its skin. Thus, she continued to look for more curry ingredients. Meanwhile, Cumin was still waiting for everyone to return. As for Toriko, he was battling the tiger. Suddenly, it stopped attacking him. Toriko realized this tiger feared light. So, Toriko lured the tiger to follow him, and he led it to a large pit. Toriko used leg knife to cut into the rock wall, causing the tiger to fall into the pit. Unexpectedly, the tiger immediately vaporized due to the light. It turns out its body was water, so, it couldn't withstand the sun's heat. At this point, Toriko decided to deliver the finishing blow, and he used 15-hit nail punch to defeat the tiger. Finally, they all returned, making Cumin very happy, because seeing his sister safe. So, they had enough ingredients to cook curry. Komatsu helped him, seeing them cooking, making everyone eagerly await. When Cumin tasted the flavor of the sauce, he realized its taste was different from his father's, so, he tried again, but still failed, leaving Cumin disappointed. So, Komatsu comforted him and said, "It's not necessary to make curry exactly like your father's, because what matters is making delicious food for the customers," helping Cumin regain his spirits. Suddenly, he discovered a strange knife. Safla said it was her father's fruit-picking knife. So, Safla ran out to the garden. Cumin remembered both of them had once picked fruit with his father. Turns out this was the final ingredient, thus, the curry dish was completed, making Toriko very happy. When he tasted it, he felt the rich flavor of the curry, and all the ingredients they had gathered spread in his mouth. Seeing everyone enjoying the food, made Cumin and Safla remember their father. So, Komatsu comforted them. Your father must be watching both of you, thus, they both decided to continue developing their father's curry dish. Suddenly, Zebra also arrived, which frightened everyone. Turns out he smelled the curry. So, he came to taste it. Suddenly, everyone saw fireworks. Toriko said it was firework at cookies, making everyone happy because tonight was beautiful. The next day, Toriko and Komatsu entered a strange forest, making Komatsu worried. Suddenly, Toriko found footprints of some creature. Turns out it was ox chicken level 49. So, it attacked Toriko. Toriko used fork shield to block it, and he continued to use 17-hit nail punch. Toriko immediately struck the ox chicken into the sky and defeated it. At this point, Toriko realized, after he drank mellow cola, his strength increased significantly. On Sunny's side, she has come to the Sanzu path connecting to the gourmet world, to meet a member of Biotope Zero guarding here, preventing gourmet monsters from advancing into the human world. His name is Gaemon. On the Bishakukai organization's side, they have greatly increased the production of new GT robos, to prepare for the battle for obtaining God. At this point, Toriko and Komatsu have arrived. Turns out it's a house located in the middle of a lake in the forest. Toriko said this lake is heated by volcano ash, making Komatsu worried. But, Toriko immediately grabbed Komatsu, and jumped onto the leaves on the lake. Unexpected, it's a creature. Fortunately, they reached the house. Turns out this place is a bar. At this point, Komatsu noticed the bar owner was very strange. She is Maria, a GT robo. So, she brought out food for Toriko, making him very happy, because the hamburgers here are delicious. She continued to bring out black rice and dried meat for them. So, Komatsu put the dried meat in the seasoning machine, and put seasoning on the black rice. Thus, the rice tasted much better. After they finished eating, Toriko noticed there was another person in the bar, which shocked Toriko, and he recognized he had fought this person before. Komatsu also recognized his threat similar to last time. This person is none other than Starjan. Toriko wonders why Starjan is here. Turns out he's here to find some ingredients. At this point, Starjan teased Toriko, making him angry, wanting to fight him. But, Starjan said Toriko is too slow. It takes him 0.5 seconds to enter a fighting stance. By then Starjan could have killed him 10 times. But, Starjan said he's here just to eat, not to fight, and he challenged Toriko to see who will obtain God first. At this point, Starjan left, although not fighting, but he realized Toriko's gourmet cells are still developing. If he continues to eat even better ingredients, while Komatsu remains fearful, Toriko is very excited. He wants to immediately continue training to Gourmet Temple. The next day Toriko and Komatsu arrived at Gourmet Temple. Unexpectedly, there are many people here, making Komatsu wonder what's special about Gourmet Temple, that so many people come here. Seeing the huge gate, making Komatsu surprised. Turns out every year there are 9 billion people come to Gourmet Temple to pay respects. Toriko explained. Many people come here to increase their food luck. Upon entering, Komatsu saw many food stalls. So, Toriko and Komatsu tried the food here, making them very delighted, because every dish here is very delicious. Toriko said the popular shops here, they all have very good food luck. However, not every shop has food luck. Suddenly, they saw a sad and empty shop. Seeing this unusual dish, so, Toriko bought it for him. At this point, Toriko hired a sheep taxi to take them around this place. Turns out Gourmet Temple is vast, up to 80,000 square miles. Thus, they will take 3 months. If walking to explore this entire place, unexpectedly, the sheep taxi runs very fast. So, they visited many different places in Gourmet Temple. Suddenly, Komatsu spotted a fortune-telling shop. Thus, he went to check his luck, but Komatsu wasn't as lucky as Toriko. At this point, they arrived at a very large cedar tree forest. After passing through this forest, they reached the center of Gourmet Temple. Unexpectedly, the temple is very large. As soon as they stepped inside, they felt very excited, because this place is the origin of food luck, and inside is the golden statue of the legendary Bishakuya Acacia. So, Toriko and Komatsu clasped their hands and prayed. When they went out, Komatsu pondered. He doesn't know if his luck has improved or not. So, they came to a knife-pulling competition. While no one could pull this knife up, Komatsu also tried to pull up the knife. He worried about whether he could pull it up. Unexpectedly, Komatsu could easily pull it up, surprising everyone. The next competition is to find one ripe fruit among 10,000 cedar trees. Unexpectedly, Toriko accidentally found it, making everyone very surprised. So, Toriko and Komatsu became the luckiest people of the gourmet temple this year. The next day, Komatsu went to Toriko's cake house. Unexpectedly, Toriko appeared and threatened him. It turns out he was training to intimidate an ingredient. At this point, Toriko told Komatsu, that ingredient is called the surprise apple. It's a strange kind of apple. The more frightened it is, the better the taste will be. At this point, they arrived at Surprise Island. Unexpectedly, this place is very noisy. It turns out the people here are using fireworks to scare the surprise apple, to make its taste better. Toriko said it's currently the festival of intimidation. So, there are 10,000 people from all over the world here. Unexpectedly, Zanj is also here. Just seeing Terry made him scared. Suddenly, a taste masters of Igo recognized Terry as the legendary battle wolf. Komatsu realized his name as Apollon. Unexpectedly, both Teppei and Rin are also here. It turns out his master had requested him to come here, to research the surprise apple. Seeing everyone here, made Komatsu very happy. But, he wondered why the taste masters were also here. Tina explained that there would be a competition here, to see who can make the surprise apple most frightened with the best taste. Seeing the strange-faced apples, made Komatsu surprised. So, everyone started intimidating the surprise apple, making them frightened. Toriko also took out his tool. Turns out he had borrowed Melk's amplifier stone before. Then he shouted, creating a very loud scream, making the whole island tremble. That surprised everyone. So, the taste masters checked Toriko's apple. He said its surprise level is 27. Turns out the surprise apple's level is ranked from 1 to 100. Toriko's surprise apple is level 27. So, the market price would be $86,000. But, taste masters said someone had reached level 90 before, making Toriko excited. He was determined to reach level 100. At this point, everyone is still trying to frighten the surprise apple, while Teppei talks a lot, making the surprise apple fall asleep. As for Zanj, no matter what he does, he can't make the surprise apple frightened. Unexpectedly, Komatsu is cooking. Turns out he's cooking for Toriko, to help him feel emotional and shout out, immediately making the surprise apple scared, reaching level 28. Suddenly, a woman appeared. Turns out she's Surara, a world-famous chef ranked 50th. Unexpectedly, just by threatening the apple, it became scared, reaching level 20. Toriko explained there are many ways to scare the surprise apple. Seeing Toriko praise Surara, Rin also tried to intimidate the surprise apple, but her level only reached level 19, making Rin angry for losing to Surara. Unexpectedly, she scared the surprise apple again, and it increased to level 20, making Rin very delighted, while Teppei is still talking to the surprise apple, which made it scared to level 30, because he talks too much, while no matter how Komatsu threatens, the surprise apple doesn't get scared. But, Terry just made a sound, making the surprise apple scared to level 40. At this point, Toriko decided to use his fighting skills, using the 17-hit nail punch technique, creating an extremely powerful shockwave, making the surprise apple faint in fear, before its level could continue to rise. So, Toriko only reached level 50. At this point, Toriko wondered, who reached level 90. Turns out there were 3 people. They are Ichiryu, Jiro, and the boss of Bishakukai, making Toriko surprised. So, Toriko decided to keep trying. Suddenly, the taste masters saw someone scared the surprise apple to level 80. Turns out it was Zanj, because he couldn't scare the surprise apple. So, he farted on it, immediately making it scared to level 80. Finally, Zanj emerged victorious. The next day, Toriko and Komatsu arranged to meet Sunny at a treetop restaurant. Unexpectedly, this restaurant also has its own DJ, who can help customers enjoy music while eating, matching the flavor of the food. At this point, Komatsu told Sunny about their journey in the gourmet pyramid. Realizing that Zebra enthusiastically helped Toriko and Komatsu, making Sunny very surprised, because Zebra has always been a rough guy, preferring to do things his own way. At this moment, Komatsu realized Toriko was too late today. Sunny said, Toriko won't suit you, so you should become my teammate. Unexpectedly, Toriko arrived, and he even brought a cow for them. So, Toriko immediately asked the restaurant to prepare. At this point, Sunny asked, why did you invite me here? Turns out Toriko wants Sunny to help him get an ingredient on Ichiryu's training list. Knowing that ingredient is called the shining gourami, making Sunny surprised, because it's a very beautiful and sparkling fish like crystal, making Sunny angry. Not understanding why his foster father didn't assign him this ingredient. Turns out the ingredient is located in a place called Death Falls, a gigantic waterfall, pouring billions of liters of water every second, making Komatsu surprised. Sunny mentioned that even the cannon couldn't shoot through the waterfall, so anything entering the waterfall would be crushed, making Sunny excited, because that place is suitable for him to check his training achievements. Suddenly, a giant snake appeared, making Komatsu and Toriko surprised. Turns out its name is Quinn, Sunny's pet. Toriko recognized it as Mother Snake, a legendary snake in the gourmet world. But Quinn is just a small, because the mother snake as an adult is as long as the equator, so they started riding Quinn to start heading towards Death Falls. Unexpectedly, Quinn's speed is very fast, making Komatsu frightened. At this point, Sunny informed them. Mother snake is also a rare creature in the gourmet world. Only powerful creatures can see mother snake, because most creatures that see it end up being eaten by mother snake. At this point, Quinn ran into the forest, even eating anything it saw. Turns out Quinn's speed reached 248 miles per hour. Sunny said because Quinn is just a small, if adult Quinn could reach the speed of a comet, shocking Komatsu. Suddenly, he saw a mirror lychee fruit. So, Sunny told Quinn to pick it, making Sunny curious and prompting him to taste it. Toriko noticed a baby beef tree, thus, he used his flying knife to pick it. While both enjoyed eating and drinking, Komatsu, on the other hand, was frightened. At this point, Quinn raised its body very high, helping them see the entire forest. Toriko realized they were nearing Death Falls. So, they arrived at a large river, making Sunny excited to jump into the water for a bath, while Komatsu was exhausted, because he had to constantly cling to Quinn. At this point, Komatsu saw many fish underwater. So, Sunny used his hair to create a net, and caught all the fish. Then, they grilled the fish to eat, making everyone delighted, because the fish here is very fresh. Turns out Komatsu added salt to add more flavor. At this point, Komatsu asked why the water here is so clear. So, Sunny explained, because this water region contains a lot of limestone, along with the ecosystem in this lake, to create a natural water filtration system. But, all the nutrients here have been drawn into the waterfall. So, it provided a lot of nutrients for the shining gourami fish, making Sunny delighted. Thus, they immediately set off. At this point, Sunny told Toriko. Last time he was trained with Gaemon, the guardian who prevented any creatures from the gourmet world entering the human world. Thanks to that, he learned instinct, making Toriko not understand what instinct is. At this point, they arrived at the foot of the waterfall, making Komatsu surprised, because this waterfall is very large. So, Sunny told Quinn to go straight in. Suddenly, they encountered a level 48 mountainsaurus. Unexpectedly, above there's an elephant Kong level 49. Turns out the two beasts were fighting, but they were hit by a falling rock, causing the two beasts to fall into the waterfall. Toriko realized these two beasts couldn't escape, and they were crushed, making Komatsu frightened. Because this is the power of Death Falls, Toriko and Sunny saw whirlpools below. It's like a giant washing machine. But, it made Sunny delighted. So, he jumped down. Unexpectedly, Sunny could stand on the water. Turns out he used his hair as a boat. At this point, Sunny noticed Toriko had gained weight, and Toriko also saw Sunny's hair had grown. He actually has nearly 300,000 strands of hair, and his attack range had extended to 164 feet. Suddenly, a level 9 hipposhark appeared. So, Sunny used 2 strands of hair to catch it, and he let Quinn swallow it whole, making Toriko and Komatsu surprised. Now, they continued to move inside the waterfall. So, Komatsu wore protective gear, and Toriko carried Komatsu. As they approached the waterfall, they felt the pressure here was very strong. Water jets hit their bodies. Toriko realized it's like a water blade used to cut diamonds. So, Sunny created a shield to protect them. At this point, Toriko realized Sunny was very calm, and he was more skillful in controlling his hair. This time, it was Toriko's turn. He immediately used the leg knife to split the waterfall in half. But, Toriko's leg knife was quickly pushed back. So, Toriko continued to use the 18-hit nail punch. But, his move was also pushed back, making Toriko worried. But, Sunny remained very calm, and he told Toriko about his training process. It turns out when he met Gaemon, Gaemon didn't pay attention to Sunny at all. Just seeing Sunny behind him surprised him. Sunny quickly realized he always had a dumb look on his face. making Sunny think he was crazy. Unexpectedly, an undefined level Hercules dragon appeared. Sunny realized it was a creature from the gourmet world. But Gaemon still seemed indifferent. So, Sunny had to block it. Unexpectedly, it was very strong, easily cutting off his hair. When Sunny was in danger, Gaemon began to act. With just one sword strike, he cut the creature in half. But he still seemed dazed. At this point, Sunny decided to show them both the results of his training. So, he used the multiplied super spatula move, and pushed all the water upward. Turns out this move could create a space inside for them, making Toriko surprised. Because Sunny remained very calm. Sunny told Toriko that was instinct, because during training with Gaemon, he realized each strand of Sunny's hair was like an arm, so he had to concentrate very hard to control it. But that was also Sunny's weakness, because he had to think too much, making Sunny angry. He immediately attacked Gaemon, but when he was in a dazed state, Sunny couldn't hit Gaemon. Sunny realized he wasn't thinking at all. So, Gaemon quickly defeated Sunny. Gaemon explained that this was instinct, or also called intuition. This is the result of training and long experience, of professionals, helping their bodies act on their own instincts. Suddenly, a school of fly sharks appeared. So, he used instinct to attack their weak points, making Sunny surprised, and he tried to imitate him, but he still couldn't clear his mind. When Sunny tried again, unexpectedly, he succeeded, but he still needed more combat experience. While Gaemon easily defeated the shark pack, at this point, Sunny decided to stay here, to learn how to use instinct. Now, he told Toriko, after training, Sunny could freely control his hair, without having to think too much. Suddenly, Toriko also wanted to try using instinct. So, he used 18-hit nail punch on both hands, and unleashed the 36-hit twin nail punch. Surprisingly, Toriko's attack was very powerful, piercing a very large hole. But, Toriko spent 1 million kilocalories on this attack, making Sunny surprised, because he had to spend a lot of time learning instinct, while Toriko only tried it once. Now, they continued to move forward. Sunny felt Quinn calling him. He realized it was warning him about something. Suddenly, a large mountain appeared above the waterfall, shocking Toriko and Sunny. They realized this mountain was 16,000 feet tall. Toriko then used leg knife, but only made a small cut. Now, Sunny told Toriko, each strand of his hair could withstand nearly 700 pounds. So, 300,000 strands of hair could withstand nearly 200 million pounds. But, Sunny guessed this mountain could weigh several billion pounds. Thus, he wasn't strong enough to push back against this mountain. Toriko realized Sunny could counterattack multiple times stronger. So, he decided to let Sunny counter his attack, and redirect it towards the mountain. Though not sure if it would succeed. But, he still decided to try. Thus, Toriko immediately used 36-hit twin nail punch, and directly struck Sunny. So, Sunny used multiplied super spatula multiplied by 30, counterattacking Toriko's attack towards the mountain. Surprisingly, they succeeded, causing the mountain to break into many pieces. Now, they saw the entrance inside the waterfall. But, Toriko was exhausted. So, Sunny immediately carried Toriko and Komatsu inside. Luckily, they were safe. But, Sunny was also exhausted, because Toriko's counterattack was too strong. It drained all his energy. Komatsu realized this time it was his turn to help them. So, he decided to go find the shining Gorami. When Sunny tried to stop him, Toriko said, "Trust Komatsu." Because his intuition sensed no danger here, while Komatsu was worried. Don't even know any monster here. But inside the cave was too dark. So, Komatsu took out milk stardust powder, to mark his way back. At this moment, Sunny caught a fish. But, Toriko didn't want to eat it, because he wanted to wait for Komatsu. Sunny asked, "Why do you trust him like that?" "Because he's the owner of Food Luck. So, ingredients will guide him." On Komatsu's side, he was still looking for the shining Gorami. Suddenly, he saw a glowing pond, and Komatsu saw the shining Gorami. Ichiryu realized that Toriko and Sunny were looking for the level 80 shining Gorami. Turns out level 80 was the Death Falls, while the shining Gorami was only level 1. Even though it was level 1, it was very difficult to catch, because it would die if scared. Even Setsuno couldn't catch this fish, because it was very sensitive to strong creatures. Now, Komatsu took out his net to catch the fish. When he thought he caught it, unexpectedly, the fish died, making Komatsu worried. Because he knew Toriko and Sunny were still waiting for him, Komatsu recognized this fish as resembling the puffer whale. If startled, it would die. So, Komatsu became more careful. And he managed to catch the fish. Surprisingly, when he touched it, it died instantly. Outside, Quinn found another way into the waterfall. While Komatsu kept failing repeatedly, at this point, he didn't know what to do. Suddenly, he saw a drop of oil fall. Komatsu realized that this pond was filled with oil. Surprisingly, when inside the oil, the fish were no longer afraid of Komatsu. So, the shining gourami fish started glowing. While Toriko and Sunny were still waiting for Komatsu, they didn't know how to escape, because both were exhausted. Suddenly, Komatsu returned, and brought back 2 boxes of shining fish, making Toriko and Sunny very happy. So, the next thing to do is to find a way out, to prepare the shining fish. Suddenly, Quinn appeared, surprising them. Sunny realized Quinn had passed through a crack in the rock to get here. So, they jumped into Quinn's mouth, to let it take them all out of here. Finally, Toriko's group escaped outside. Now, Komatsu showed them both the shining fish, surprising Toriko and Sunny, because it glowed beautifully. Toriko thought Komatsu had knocked out these fish, making them numb, but it turned out Komatsu just stroked them. Toriko also noticed inside the box was a premium oil, and this oil was extracted from plants on the mountain range. Now, Komatsu decided to fry the fish combined with this oil, making Toriko and Sunny excited. So, Komatsu began cooking. First, he would heat the oil, then, roll the fish in flour. He said there would be a special ingredient, making Sunny curious. So, Komatsu started frying the fish, seeing the fish sizzling in the oil and glowing, making Sunny excited. Toriko smelled its fragrance. Finally, Komatsu finished frying the fish. So, Sunny decided to find a suitable place to eat. He told Quinn to stretch out straight, taking them up into the sky, making Komatsu surprised, because Quinn could stretch up to nearly 3,000 feet high. So, they started eating the fish. When they tried a bite, Toriko immediately felt the crispy texture of the fish. Unexpectedly, it was delicious, making them all excited. Sunny realized his energy had immediately recovered, but he still felt something was missing. Komatsu said he still had a special ingredient. It turns out it's milk stardust powder, surprising Sunny. Toriko said milk stardust would enhance the flavor of the dish. So, Komatsu took out the milk stardust powder. When Sunny sprinkled milk stardust on the fried fish, unexpectedly, the fish glowed even more. Thus, Sunny decided to try it. He felt a wonderful taste spreading in his mouth, which helped Sunny's gourmet cells evolve, while Toriko shed tears, because it was too delicious. Finally, they completed their training at Death Falls. Now, Komatsu hopes that the 4 heavenly kings will travel together. But, Sunny really dislikes Zebra, because he's too rough, while Koko's body is toxic. But, Toriko realizes, if the 4 heavenly kings regroup, Komatsu is the one they need the most. Now, Toriko and Komatsu have returned home. So, Komatsu cooked a new dish for Toriko, making him very happy. Suddenly, Melk's pet, Pachiko, came to find them. It turns out Melk had sent them both a letter. She said that she was forging a set of kitchen knives for a famous chef named Lulabu. But she lacked one last ingredient. So, she wants Toriko and Komatsu's help to find that ingredient. It turns out the ingredient she needs is diamond fig crystal, a fruit that only bears fruit once every 10 years. But, it's a very rare and precious ingredient. Suddenly, the TV reported that there's a competition organized by Igo, and the prize will be the rare diamond fig crystal fruit, surprising Toriko and Komatsu, because it appeared just in time. So, they went to the competition. Now, Melk also came here to participate in this competition. Komatsu couldn't see Pachiko anywhere. It turns out it was still standing high. Observing as a habit, by evening, the gourmet art competition was about to begin. Tina introduced the prize as a giant diamond fig crystal fruit, surprising everyone. While the judges would score the most beautiful performance they see, unexpectedly, the first contestant was Sunny. So, he used his hair to sculpt the rocks, surprising everyone, because his performance was very beautiful. But, Toriko realized he still loved himself as usual. So, the 3 judges gave Sunny 275 points. Now, the next contestant was Komatsu. Thus, he prepared to cook. Turns out he was making a cake from diamond fig crystal. Finally, Komatsu finished cooking. Seeing Komatsu's cake so beautiful, and with diamond fig crystal filling inside, surprising everyone. But the 3 judges only gave Komatsu 195 points. It turns out this judge had already eaten dinner, while Sunny still confidently believed that no one could surpass him. Now, it was Melk's turn. She immediately used her knife to cut the diamond fig crystal fruit. Then, she added alcohol to make diamond fig crystal jelly. So, her dish glowed beautifully. making everyone delighted. Thus, the judges gave Milk 285 points, thinking Milk would win. Unexpectedly, Jiro also participated in this competition, so he immediately prepared the diamond fig crystal fruit combined with alcohol, and created fire lion dancing, making everyone delighted. So, the judges gave Jiro 295 points. Now, it was Toriko's turn. While everyone didn't know what he was going to do with these rocks, Toriko punched the rock, causing it to explode and soar into the sky, creating a beautiful fireworks display, thinking Toriko would win. But everyone realized he didn't use diamond fig crystal. So, Toriko was eliminated. Suddenly, Pachiko climbed onto the giant diamond fig crystal fruit, surprising everyone, not knowing what it was planning to do. Thus, it climbed to the top of the diamond fig crystal fruit, and turned its body red. Unexpectedly, Pachiko's energy made the diamond fig crystal fruit glow, making all three judges delighted. So, they gave Pachiko 300 points, and Pachiko won this competition, making Toriko's team very happy. Suddenly, Pachiko gave this diamond fig crystal fruit to Milk, making her very happy. The next day, Toriko and Komatsu were climbing a mountain. It turns out they were heading to the Autumn Mountain. Komatsu realized this mountain was very large. Toriko informed Komatsu that this mountain is 65,000 feet tall. Since this mountain range only has one autumn season, the ingredients here are all ripe and delicious. And here is a fruit called supir, containing a lot of carbonated water inside, which made Toriko want to taste it. Suddenly, Terry and Yun also arrived. It turns out Terry has a very keen sense of smell that could help them find the supir fruit. Komatsu noticed Terry was getting bigger. Now, Komatsu spotted some grapes, so he intended to pick them. Unexpectedly, they turned out to be dancing grapes level 30. When they were about to attack Komatsu, Terry threatened them to run away. Only then did Komatsu realize this forest is very dangerous. Suddenly, they saw a swarm of level 25 bees. Toriko realized they were very poisonous, so they had to run away. Unexpectedly, Komatsu fell down when the swarm of bees attacked him. Then, Koko appeared to save Komatsu, making them very happy. Komatsu noticed that Kiss had also grown much larger. It turns out Koko came here also to find the supir fruit. Suddenly, Sunny and Quinn also arrived. Their purpose was also to find the supir fruit. So, Sunny suggested they would compete to see who could find the supir fruit first. But they would split into teams: Toriko with Terry, Koko with Kiss, Sunny with Quinn, and finally Komatsu with Yun, which made everyone excited. So, they immediately ran off to find the supir fruit, but they didn't know they were being followed by a monster. Now, Koko flew up into the sky to observe, while Sunny and Quinn crossed the forest. It turns out Quinn could use his tongue to sense, so he could help find the supir fruit, while Terry used his nose to sniff. Suddenly, Komatsu saw a chestnut rice ball, making him delighted. So, he accidentally got separated from Toriko. Unexpectedly, Terry urinated, causing the frightened trees to flee. Thanks to that, Komatsu found them. Suddenly, Terry spotted two level 33 mutton boars. So, they immediately attacked Toriko. He realized their speed was very fast, and one of them hit Toriko. Unexpectedly, Komatsu got caught. So, Toriko and Terry chased after them. Toriko realized Terry wanted him to ride on him. Thus, he jumped onto Terry's back. Unexpectedly, Terry was very fast. So, they caught up with the mutton boars. Suddenly, they created a dust cloud, and Toriko lost track of Komatsu. Now, Koko and Sunny also arrived. They realized Komatsu was on top of the mountain. Although they knew climbing the mountain was very dangerous, because of the wind blowing down. But, Terry was determined to climb up. Suddenly, they were hit by a gust of wind. Luckily, Kiss helped push Terry up. Sunny and Quinn also immediately helped Toriko. So, Terry caught up with the mutton boars and defeated them. Suddenly, Komatsu stopped Toriko, because he noticed a herd of baby mutton boars. Koko realized their bodies were very weak, because they lacked food. It turns out they were competing with other monsters for food. Thus, they didn't have enough food to feed their babies. Suddenly, Terry noticed something on the mountain top. So, Terry immediately ran up. It turns out the supir tree they were looking for was up here. Now, everyone also climbed up. They realized because of the clouds, the herd of mutton boars couldn't see this place. So, Toriko picked the supir fruits to share with everyone. Unexpectedly, when he took a bite, carbonated water sprayed out all over his mouth. Toriko felt many different autumn fruit flavors, making everyone delighted, because its taste was too delicious. The next day, Toriko was riding Terry. which he enjoyed very much, because Terry's speed was very fast. On the Bishikukai's side, they were processing a lot of rare ingredients. Now, the sous chef assistant named Niceny appeared. Turns out he was searching for 10,000 chefs worldwide, to bring them into the gourmet world as slaves, and they were collecting a lot of rare ingredients, to help members of the Bishikukai evolve their cells. Now, he met Tommy, seeing Tommy recover very quickly, which surprised him, and he was getting much stronger, to prepare for revenge against Toriko. Niceny said the important task now was to find skilled chefs, but Starjan said that kidnapping chefs from the top 100 was very difficult, because besides cooking skills, they also have combat abilities. However, they still need to plan to kidnap them, to help their boss control all the ingredients in this world. They might even have to release some nitros, so they will focus on attacking the 7-star restaurants. But Starjan said there are still very skilled chefs outside the top 100. On Komatsu's side, he is still cooking in a 6-star restaurant. Komatsu's dishes look very beautiful, making everyone very delighted, and its taste is also very delicious. Now, Komatsu took out the list of the top 100 chefs in the world to see. So, his dream is to get on this list. Suddenly, Komatsu saw Otake's name, which surprised Komatsu. Thus, that night Komatsu went to find Otake. It turns out they are close friends. Seeing Otake's 7-star restaurant looks very beautiful, Komatsu was very delighted. Otake also heard that Komatsu successfully made the century soup. But Otake didn't understand why Komatsu didn't commercialize the century soup. If so, he could be highly valued by Igo. Unexpectedly, Otake also knew that Komatsu was traveling with Toriko. So, he told Komatsu, learn to make money from your dishes, because in this world, without money, you can't achieve anything big. Now, Komatsu realized that Otake had changed a lot. It turns out both of them also have a close friend named Ume. But Otake said he had forgotten about Ume, making Komatsu surprised. Suddenly, outside, a GT Robo paid attention to Otake's restaurant. On Toriko's side, he is with Terry heading to Biotope 8, making the guards worried, for fear that he will again damage their wall. But Terry jumped very high, and brought Toriko inside, making the guards surprised, because the jumping power of Battle Wolf is terrifying. Now, Toriko has entered inside. Suddenly, Coco also arrived here. He said that Sunny is also on his way here, and Zebra doesn't know where he is. It turns out the 4 heavenly kings are gathering here, to find Ichiryu's full course menu. Now, both of them have entered the cave. Toriko remembered when he was young, Ichiryu once said, he hid his secret ingredient in Biotope 8, making Toriko's group very excited, and he told them, when they have enough strength, they should go find it. So, the whole group immediately went to search. Now, Toriko and Coco have seen a gigantic treasure chest. It turns out when they were young, they tried to find a way to open this chest, but all failed. Coco realized it's not a chest in the human world. Suddenly, a monster appeared. Toriko recognized it as Bahar Cock level 74. So, Coco decided to fight it, to let Toriko open the treasure chest. Now, Toriko put all his strength into the 36-hit twin nail punch attack, and he hit the treasure chest. At Komatsu's side, he were preparing to taste Otake's dishes. Suddenly, the journalist recognized him as Komatsu, the one who successfully cooked the century soup. Now, Komatsu saw Otake's cake, and it surprised him, because this cake is made from expensive ingredients. Suddenly, he saw Otake giving money to the journalist, so they could write a good article for his restaurant. On Toriko's side, he still couldn't open the chest, while Coco was trying to hold the monster back, so he used poison armor. Coco jumped up and knocked out the monster with just one hit, making Toriko surprised. Turns out he just made it sleep for a moment. Although Toriko's attacks were very strong, he still couldn't open the chest. Suddenly, Coco noticed the electrical waves of the treasure chest weakening. So, if he attacked one more time, he might be able to open the chest. Now, Toriko remembered Ichiryu saying his full course menu was very delicious. Thus, Toriko decided he had to eat it. Toriko put all his strength into the 36-hit twin nail punch attack once again. At Komatsu's side, they saw, Otake's dishes are all very luxurious. But, Komatsu didn't like it. While Otake was proud of his dishes, the Bishikukai's GT Robo took action. At this moment, Komatsu realized Otake was only doing it for money, without considering whether the customers enjoyed the food or not, making Komatsu very angry, and he remembered the happy faces of people when they ate his food. So, Komatsu realized that making people enjoy their food was very important. while Otake was only doing it for fame. Now, Coco told Toriko to try one more time. Thus, Toriko remembered his rigorous training process, and he tried to unleash the 36-hit twin nail punch once again. Unexpectedly, this time the chest opened, making Toriko and Coco very happy. Coco saw powerful electrical waves emanating from outside, and all the famous chefs around the world felt there's a certain ingredient calling out to them. Now, Toriko and Coco opened the chest, and they saw inside a seed, shocking both of them, not knowing what it was. Toriko thought he had been fooled by the old man, while Komatsu realized that Otake was also hearing the voice of ingredients. Suddenly, Otake thought that Komatsu was jealous of him for making it into the top 100, making Komatsu disappointed in Otake. But Komatsu said he would team up with Toriko and climb to the top in their own way. When Komatsu left, Otake pondered over what he said. Suddenly, he was abducted by the GT Robo. At this moment, Ichiryu realized Toriko had obtained his secret ingredient, making him very happy. While Toriko was searching for Ichiryu, but he was nowhere to be found, Coco thought that Ichiryu's appetizer surely had some hidden meaning. The next day, Toriko took Komatsu to get a haircut. So, the barber gave them a dessert. It turned out the barber here was both a skilled hairdresser, and also a chef. When Toriko was about to eat, he was stopped by him. It turned out they have to both cut hair and eat at the same time. Now, he noticed Toriko's hair was in great condition, because he had eaten a lot of nutritious food. So, Toriko's hair was very healthy. Then, he shampooed Toriko's hair, making Komatsu surprised, because his movements are like kneading rice. After finishing Toriko's hair, it was Komatsu's turn, making him very comfortable, because he was very good at massaging the scalp. Unexpectedly, he noticed that Komatsu had been under pressure lately. So, he made a beefsteak for both of them, making them very happy, because the meat was very tender and delicious. Unexpectedly, he only cut their hair now, making Komatsu surprised, because he didn't let hair fall into the food, but he created a new hairstyle for Toriko, which shocked him. Unexpectedly, Komatsu also got a haircut like Setsuno, while Toriko ended up looking like Jiro, because he was so happy. He gave them both many strange hairstyles, making Toriko angry. Luckily, he had seaweed to help their hair grow fast. So, their hair returned to normal. Suddenly, Coco also arrived. While waiting for Coco to get a haircut, Toriko tried another dish, making him very happy, because the desserts here were all delicious. Finally, they finished getting their haircuts. Now, Komatsu was curious about what they were looking for last time. So, Coco told Komatsu, inside Biotope 8 lies an ingredient, in Ichiryu's full-course menu. But, only Biotope 1 still hasn't found the location of the ingredient, because the area is too vast, making Komatsu wonder, what are the 7 ingredients of Ichiryu? But, Toriko didn't know this either. So, last time, they asked Setsuno to help them. She recognized this seed as Million, a type of plant that grows in the gourmet world. But, Setsuno noticed, this seed is calling someone. Suddenly, Komatsu informed Toriko that he had heard the voice of that seed. Turns out he heard up to 7 voices, which surprised Toriko and Coco. So, Komatsu advised Toriko to let him see those ingredients, while Ichiryu was very happy, because he had approached the Bishikukai's base. Unexpectedly, there were many guards outside. Inside, they had kidnapped many chefs. Head chef Kuromoto heard that Ichiryu came here alone. So, he immediately ordered to gather all the members and powerful creatures of the organization on Toriko's side. Suddenly, Rin found them. She announced that Director Mansam had an urgent request. So, Toriko's group immediately returned. It turns out the place they went to was the gourmet prison. When they met Love, Toriko and Komatsu were immediately fascinated. Unexpectedly, Coco couldn't resist her either. When she found out Zebra didn't come, Love disappointedly cancelled her charm. At this moment, Komatsu wondered, what important task required gathering the 4 heavenly kings? Love then said Patch had disappeared. Komatsu realized he was a taste master, so, she wanted them to go find Patch. Where he got lost was the Death Season forest. But every few years, the forest would freeze, and he went into the forest to find a tree called the Sweet Dew Tree. Toriko recognized it as a legendary tree. So, Toriko's group immediately entered the forest. At this point, they were caught by Love disguising as Old Man Noel. Komatsu wondered, didn't know what the Sweet Dew Tree was. So, Toriko told him, the sap of the Sweet Dew Tree is very sweet, and it melts in the mouth when eaten. Rin found a phone from Igo. Suddenly, a monster appeared. Toriko recognized it as a level 35 bison frog. So, they attacked Toriko's group. Fortunately, Sunny appeared to help them. Turns out Love also caught him wearing Noelle's clothes. Unexpectedly, there were still many bison frogs. Suddenly, they left. Toriko smelled a very sweet scent. He recognized this scent as coming from the sweet dew tree. On Zebra's side, he was fighting a giant bat. With just one punch, he knocked it out. While Love was angry for not meeting Zebra. Turns out the condition for Zebra to leave prison, he must find 100 new ingredients, and capture 500 dangerous criminals. On Toriko's side, they were following the scent, so, they found the sweet dew tree, making them very happy. Suddenly, Komatsu saw Johan, an employee of Igo. So, they fed him, helping him regain his strength. Coco asked him where Patch was. Unexpectedly, Patch was still safe, and very happy to see Komatsu. So, he asked Komatsu to help him cook the sweet dew tree, which surprised everyone, and he told them to try eating the sweet dew tree. So, Toriko cut a piece and tasted it. Unexpectedly, its taste was delicious, like a pudding cake. Even the leaves tasted like sugar egg cakes. Everyone felt it was delicious, but Patch didn't know how to balance the flavor of the sweet dew tree. So, he wanted Komatsu to cook a dish, to stimulate his taste buds. But, Sunny said a snowstorm and wild beasts were coming. They didn't have time to stay here. But, Patch still refused to leave. Suddenly, Komatsu came up with an idea. They could cook the sweet dew tree, while Sunny went to get candy icicle. Coco collected chocolate boulder. Komatsu made a giant oven to bake cookies. So, they decorated the sweet dew tree together. It turns out Komatsu wanted to turn this tree into a Christmas tree. At this point, Toriko and Coco brought back other ingredients. Suddenly, they discovered a monster appeared. It turned out to be a level 70 sword horn. Now, they understood why the bison frog ran away. So, it attacked Toriko. Toriko used Fork Shield to block it. Rin discovered a herd of sword horns behind them. Thus, Toriko told Komatsu to focus on cooking the sweet dew tree, to distract these monsters. So Toriko, Sunny, and Coco together tried to stop the sword horns, while Komatsu is attempting to decorate the sweet dew tree. At this point, all three released their gourmet cells, to intimidate the monsters. Unexpectedly, Komatsu has completed it, causing the sweet dew tree to glow, emitting very warm rays of sunlight, which helped calm the sword horns down. When Toriko was about to try it, Patch said they had to return this sweet dew tree to Mansom, surprising them. Now, the whole group returned to meet Mansom. He said because today is Christmas, so, they will distribute food to the children together. It turns out they cut the sweet dew tree into various cakes, to distribute to the children on Christmas Eve. Mansom realized that Zebra still hadn't arrived. Turns out he was collecting his full course menu, so, Mansom immediately called out his pet. He said Ricky was currently very strong, its level was 70, thus, Toriko called Terry, but he didn't know Terry's level, and the whole group called out their pets, to help them bring gifts to the poor children. At this point, Coco told Toriko, after this mission ends, they would have to go to the gourmet casino, to find an ingredient that Ichiryu requested. Now, they had finished queuing up and were ready to depart, and they divided themselves to different poor countries. Mansom told Komatsu, most of the ingredients and funds that Igo collected, they all distributed to the poor countries. Mansom said Toriko and the others in the 4 heavenly kings all came from poor countries, which surprised Komatsu. Mansom also mentioned the morse oil that Komatsu found, used to fry shining gourami fish. It's a premium oil, so he might soon be in the top 100 chefs, making Komatsu surprised. On Rin's side, she was excited, because she got to travel with Toriko. At this point, Terry's speed was over 200 miles per hour, so they would arrive soon. Rin showed Toriko the new Igo level gauge, which can measure the level of monsters below level 100. So, Rin immediately measured Terry's level. They arrived at the destination very quickly. Unexpectedly, this place was very desolate, because it was destroyed by war. Suddenly, they saw a child being captured by a giant spider. Toriko immediately rescued him, and he defeated the spider. At this point, the boy said his little brother was very hungry. So, Toriko took the boy to find his little brother. On Mansam's side, they had arrived, and started distributing gifts to everyone, making the children very happy. Seeing the children eating happily, Komatsu then used morse oil to fry chicken for the children. Suddenly, they saw something in the sky. On Sunny's side, he was also distributing toys and food to the children. So, Sunny turned his hair into a Christmas tree, making the children very happy. Sunny also saw a bright light across the sky. On Coco's side, He was also distributing gifts. Suddenly, he saw a hungry girl. So, Coco gave her a loaf of bread, making her very happy. Coco also saw something shining. At this time, Zebra was going to an island. Suddenly, he was attacked by a fish. So, Zebra used his lightning to defeat it, and turned it into grilled fish, making the children here delighted. Thinking Zebra came to give them food, suddenly, he also saw a bright light in the sky. On Toriko's side, he had brought food to these two children. Suddenly, many other children appeared. So, Toriko and Rin immediately distributed food to them, making the children very happy. At this moment, he saw snow. It turned out to be flavor snow, an extremely rare type of snow, and it would bring many different kinds of sweets, making the children very happy. The next day, Toriko, Komatsu, and Coco were taking the subway to the gourmet casino. But, Komatsu noticed this subway was very strange. Coco explained they were heading to an outlaw city, where all dangerous criminals gathered. That place is the largest casino in the world, not affiliated with Igo, and many illegal ingredients are sold in the black market, Toriko said. Their trip this time is to find meteor garlic, a mysterious garlic that grows where meteorites fall. If anyone eats meteor garlic, they will have enough energy for a month without resting, and meteor garlic is used as a prize for the gourmet casino. So this time, they will go to the largest casino in the world, to gamble for meteor garlic. At this point, Toriko's group had arrived. Suddenly, a group of thugs came to pick a fight with Toriko, and he pulled out a gun to shoot him. Unexpectedly, Toriko caught the bullet with his finger, and Toriko immediately threatened them, making the thugs scared and run away. At this point, they entered the black market. Coco said this place sells many illegal ingredients. Unexpectedly, they even sell poisoned puffer whales. An old lady sells strange stars. So, Toriko immediately told Komatsu to go here. Toriko said that's the poison star. It's a highly addictive drug. Next is the electric banana. When eaten, it sends an electric current through the body, and it's also an addictive ingredient. At this point, they had entered the city. Komatsu realized this place was very luxurious. Turns out this place is for the wealthy. So, Toriko saw the gourmet casino, making him very excited. So Coco decided to take both of them inside to gamble, making Komatsu very surprised, because inside the gourmet casino was very large. Toriko told Komatsu, this place consumes $7 trillion every day, which shocked Komatsu, and there are many 10-star hotels here. So, Komatsu was very excited, because he had never been to such a luxurious place before. Suddenly, there was a thief, making Komatsu surprised, because this place also has thieves. While the rich are betting to see, did the thief manage to escape? Unexpectedly, he ran towards Komatsu. Before the casino security team shot him, Toriko intercepted him. Thanks to that, he wasn't shot dead. Suddenly, there was someone trying to steal Komatsu's wallet. Unexpectedly, he was stopped by Match, making Komatsu and Toriko happy, because it's been a long time since they met Match after the battle in Ice Hell. Match recognized that Toriko came here to find meteor garlic, but only VIP guests could participate. Turns out Match is the boss of the gourmet mafia, because the previous boss entered the gourmet world, and Match told them, the high-level ingredients at the gourmet casino are managed by the underground cooking world. They are an organization specializing in selling illegal ingredients, and their boss is Livebearer. So, Match is determined to stop them, preventing them from selling illegal ingredients. But, Coco said that Match's current strength is not enough. If they want to win this battle, the only way is to gamble. So, Toriko and Komatsu said, leave the casino matters to us. Thus, Match decided to trust Toriko. At this point, they entered the center of the gourmet casino, making Komatsu surprised, because this casino is too large. So, Komatsu immediately went to explore this place. The players not only bet money, they also bet ingredients. Inside the surveillance room, they discovered Toriko's group. At this point, Coco saw many high-quality ingredients here, while Match was planning to sneak into the VIP area. So, Coco and Toriko decided to gamble. At this point, Toriko took out Igo's special credit card, containing nearly $1 million. Thus, he exchanged it all for gourmet coins. Toriko said these coins are edible, making Komatsu surprised. So, he also tried one. He found its taste similar to premium chocolate. Unexpectedly, Coco only exchanged one coin. At this point, Toriko played the first game. Like number 3, when he punched the tree, Toriko has rolled 3 sixes. So, Toriko won. Unexpectedly, Coco with just one coin could win a large bag of coins. Turns out Coco realized they were being watched. Thus, Match ordered his underlings to gamble. Unexpectedly, he was also very lucky, winning a lot of coins, while Komatsu was playing dice game, making him worried. But Komatsu also won, making him very happy. At this time, Coco was playing the 100 face slot game. That's a giant slot machine, with 100 vertical faces and 100 horizontal faces, and there are a total of 40 types of images. Komatsu realized this game was very difficult, because it's impossible to align 100 identical faces. But Coco still decided to give it a try, so he put in a $1 million coin. Unexpectedly, the speed of the spinning machine was very fast, making Komatsu surprised. But in Coco's eyes, its speed was very slow, so he quickly pressed on a set of identical faces, making everyone amazed. Toriko said, "For Coco, these images seem to be standing still." So, Coco won. At this point, the surveillance room reviewed Coco's footage, but they didn't detect any signs of cheating. Thus, they immediately reported to their boss, making Livebearer very excited, because the four heavenly kings Coco and Toriko were here again. At this point, Coco had won a lot of high-quality ingredients, so, the casino decided to invite them to the VIP area, and they led Toriko's group into a secret passage. They explained that in this VIP area, they wouldn't bet with coins anymore, but they would have to bet with ingredients. At this point, Match realized, turns out all of this plan was Coco's. He deliberately won a lot, to get them all into the VIP area. Surprisingly, as soon as they entered the VIP area, Komatsu spotted someone who had been poisoned. They realized how ruthless this VIP area was. As the wealthy here gambled with human lives, it turned out those coerced into playing the games were all debtors of the casino. At this point, they arrived at the gamble berry game. Among these berries, one was fatally poisonous. The casino staff explained, they could gamble or choose to eat it themselves. But, the poison had no effect on Coco. So, Match decided to play this game, ready to stake his life for Coco. Suddenly, Livebearer appeared and said, "Why not play a more interesting game?" This surprised everyone, and Toriko and Coco realized he was the boss here. He then invited the whole group to the Gourmet Casino underground VIP area, stunning them all. Livebearer explained that only special clients were allowed here. Unexpectedly, they saw a man being robbed of his memories. Coco recognized that everyone here used their food memory to gamble. Turns out, before coming here, Coco had researched this casino. Now, Coco said he was searching for an ingredient called Atom. It's a drink in Acacia's full-course menu. But, Livebearer said he currently had no information about this ingredient. However, Coco could still find information from the memories here. It turns out Livebearer collects information from the VIP guests here, so he can know about many rare ingredients. When Toriko decided to rescue this guest, Livebearer warned that it was very dangerous, as it would shock and kill them. After the food memory extraction process is complete, he transfers all those memories into his own brain, angering Toriko and Match. When they intended to fight him, Livebearer's subordinates surrounded them. He then challenged the whole group. "Do you want to gamble with me?" So, Toriko agreed, and said the ingredient he wanted to find was meteor garlic, making Komatsu worried, because if they lost, he would lose both of their wonderful memories. Unexpectedly, Livebearer took them downstairs, and it turned out this place was their arena. Livebearer said they would play the food concentration game. They would match identical cards, each card having a score. If two cards didn't match, the player would lose a turn. But if they matched, the player would eat, and if the player finished the food, they would score points, which Toriko excited. But, if the player didn't finish the food, the points would go to the opponent. If they don't finish eating twice or fail to flip the cards 10 times, they will also lose. Toriko wonders how many ingredients are in this game. Livebearer says there are 28 types of ingredients, but among them, there are 2 joker ingredients that are very difficult to eat. However, if the player manages to eat them, they can exchange one of the opponent's cards. Komatsu is very worried now, because if Toriko loses, he will lose all his memories along with everyone else's. But Toriko says, "I definitely won't lose," which reassures everyone. But, it turns out he trusts Coco. Livebearer says the whole team can participate together. So, Match suggests he deals the cards, to prevent Livebearer from cheating, while Komatsu will prepare the ingredients to make the food taste better. Toriko's job is to eat, while Coco will play the cards, which excites Livebearer, and immediately starts the game. At this point, Livebearer is very confident, because he has never lost a match. First, they will flip a coin, to see who goes first, while Livebearer chooses heads. Coco doesn't choose either side. Unexpectedly, when Match flips the coin, Live bearer assumes it will be heads. But unexpectedly, the coin stays still, neither heads nor tails. So, Coco wins and gets to go first. Coco immediately chooses number 8. Everyone thought he would choose wrong the first time. But, Coco chose correctly, surprising everyone. When the ingredient was presented, Toriko immediately ate it, earning them 10 points. Meanwhile, Live bearer realized Coco wasn't relying on luck, which he was excited about. Coco continued to choose the right cards. So, more ingredients were presented. This time, Komatsu started preparing the ingredients, making a delicious mushroom ice cream, which delighted Toriko, who finished the plate, earning them another 20 points. Thus, Toriko's team had 40 points. After 3 rounds of card selection, it was Live bearer's turn. He realized Coco's accurate card choices weren't random, as the odds of choosing correctly were only 1 in 150,000. So, Live bearer chose numbers 32 and 16, unexpectedly getting 50 points. Now, he began preparing his own ingredients, surprising Komatsu. With his excellent cooking skills, after finishing eating, Live bearer had 50 points. Next, he chose a card worth 70 points, surprising everyone, because all the cards he chose had very high scores. Even though the higher the ingredients score, the harder it is to eat. With Live bearer's cooking skills, he easily consumed them. Next, he chose a card worth 100 points, and seeing Live bearer effortlessly consume it and gain 220 points, angered everyone, knowing he was cheating. So, Live bearer now had 220 points. It was Coco's turn now. Match realized Coco wasn't cheating like Live bearer, but relying on his skills. It turns out Coco can see the electromagnetic waves from the cards, using that to guess the numbers and colors of matching cards. However, he couldn't tell which cards had high scores. Nevertheless, he also discovered the rules of the cards. So, Coco told Toriko and Komatsu to be ready. Unexpectedly, this time Coco chose a card worth 150 points, surprising match. Suddenly, a giant pudding cake fell down, making everyone worried, because Toriko had to eat this giant cake within 150 minutes. If he gave up, the points would go to Live bearer. But, Toriko remained confident, because this was his favorite dish. So, he began eating, thoroughly enjoying it, because the taste of the cake was delicious. Suddenly, Komatsu had an idea. If Toriko ate too quickly, his blood sugar would spike. So, Komatsu prepared additional ingredients, to reduce the sugar content and help Toriko eat more easily. Quickly, Toriko finished the giant pudding cake. So, he felt very full. At this point, Toriko's team had 190 points. Coco continued to choose cards, this time selecting one worth 50 points. Toriko recognized it as a very delicious wine. While Live bearer thought Toriko wouldn't be able to handle it if he didn't rest. But Coco said, "You've underestimated Toriko." Unexpectedly, he drank the entire bottle of wine. So, Komatsu gave Toriko the antidote ingredient for alcohol. Live bearer recognized it as Napa cheese cabbage. Next, Coco chose a card worth 70 points, and they pushed out a tree of bullet acorns, which shot bullets at Toriko. But he caught the bullet acorns with his hand. Then it was Komatsu's turn to cook for him, and quickly, Toriko finished eating. So, their current score was 310 points. Now, Live bearer realized Komatsu was also a formidable opponent he needed to pay attention to, making him eager to take Komatsu's food memory. Coco also noticed he was paying attention to Komatsu, and the battle was now truly beginning. This time, Live bearer chose an ingredient, a level 60 monster beast. He had to catch it by himself. Unexpectedly, Live bearer is very strong, easily defeated the beast. Then, he ate the entire beast and gained an additional 70 points. Next, he chose another beast worth 150 points, and he easily defeated it as well. After eating, his points increased to 440. Next is the garlic crab, worth 200 points. But, he didn't need to fight for this ingredient. Everyone realized he was cheating, so, he continued to increase to 640 points. At this point, Komatsu realized his cooking skills are extraordinary. This time it's Coco's turn. He noticed dangerous cards will be their advantage. But first, Coco needs to remember the position of the cards. So, he chose the wrong card, making everyone worried. But, Live bearer realized Coco deliberately missed his turn. It turns out there are some dangerous ingredients in this game. So, he knew Coco was avoiding those cards, not letting Toriko eat those ingredients. Turns out he has contact lenses that can help him see the ingredients in the cards. Now, Live bearer has chosen an ingredient worth 60 points. Next is 30 points and 200 points. Thus, Livebearer's score has increased to 930 points. While the Toriko group still has 310 points, it's Coco's turn and he flipped the Dynami Dragonfly card. So, he continued to flip the cards wrong, making everyone worried. But, Livebearer was very pleased. Thus, he kept flipping the cards correctly, and his score increased to 1190 points, a gap of 880 points with Toriko's group, causing Toriko and Komatsu to worry. But, Coco remained very calm. He realized his speculation was correct, and it was time for them to counterattack. So, Coco told Toriko and Komatsu to get ready. Coco chose the Atlas crab, worth 30 points. Then, it was Toriko's turn to battle it. Although its shell was very tough, Toriko defeated the Atlas crab. Next was Komatsu's turn to cook, and he made a delicious dish for Toriko, making him very pleased. So, they earned 340 points. At this point, Coco was still calculating, and he chose the poison potato, making Komatsu worried, because removing its poison is very difficult. Coco said the poison of the poison potato is 20 times that of the puffer whale. So, Coco chose wrong to avoid the poison potato. But, Komatsu realized it was actually the nitro cherry, which explodes with just a light touch. Now, it was Livebearer's turn. He chose a joker ingredient. Everyone realized it's the Hanya Panda level 80, a ferocious beast. So, Livebearer chose to skip it. Now the dangerous cards were being revealed one after another. Coco realized there are 9 types of dangerous ingredients. But, Livebearer deliberately kept choosing wrong, to taunt Coco. Because Livebearer thought he had already secured the victory, at this point, Coco told Toriko, "It's time for you to fight." So, he chose the Hanya Panda. Toriko immediately jumped into the arena, to face the Hanya Panda, making Livebearer very pleased. He said that no one who fought the Hanya Panda could survive. But, if Toriko defeats the panda, then they will be able to exchange one of Livebearer's high point cards, which will help increase their score. At this moment, Toriko realized how strong the Hanya Panda was. So, it attacked him. Toriko used the fork shield to block, and he continued to attack the panda with his knife. Unexpectedly, it could contort to avoid Toriko's attacks. So, the panda immediately counterattacked, sending Toriko flying into the wall. But, Toriko disappeared, making the panda furious, continuously pounding the ground in search of him, making everyone worried. Coco said that the Hanya Panda is a very ferocious creature, ready to devour all other creatures. So, it has patterns on its belly like a demon. Unexpectedly, Toriko appeared behind the panda, and he immediately used the 36-hit nail punch on the bear, causing it to continuously fly into the wall, making Komatsu delighted. But, Coco said Toriko still hadn't won. Unexpectedly, the Hanya Panda stood back up, and it was even fiercer than before. So, Toriko realized it was time to fight with all his might, and he used instinct. Thus, the panda continuously attacked him, although its attacks were very fast and strong. But, Toriko could dodge them all, making match surprised. Coco said it was instinct, based on Toriko's previous fighting experience. So, he cleared his mind. Toriko released his gourmet cells, and used the 36-hit twin nail punch technique, creating an extremely powerful 72-hit blow. Thus, he defeated the Hanya Panda, making everyone happy. Now, it was Komatsu's turn. So, Coco asked Komatsu to help with something, while Toriko was completely exhausted. Thus, Komatsu started cooking the Hanya Panda, and he decided to make a delicious dish, to help Toriko recover. So, Komatsu made the Hanya Panda spring rolls. Unexpectedly, Toriko immediately ate them all. This helped his team gain an additional 250 points. Now, Coco was allowed to choose one of Livebearer's cards. So, he chose the garlic crab worth 200 points. In exchange, Coco gave him the summer whiskey. Thus, Toriko now had the garlic crab to eat, making him very happy, because his energy had been restored. While Livebearer thought Coco wanted to increase his own score, by exchanging ingredients with him, making him happy that he saw through Coco's plan. So, he drank all the summer whiskey. Unexpectedly, he used Komatsu's alcohol-solving method, making everyone angry, because he cheated. At this point, Coco missed his turn, giving Toriko more time to rest and think. Unexpectedly, Livebearer chose to skip his turn, to taunt them. Coco realized it was time to counterattack. So, he chose Dynami Dragonfly. Thanks to Komatsu's preparation, the Dynami Dragonfly was cooked. Thus, it didn't explode, and Toriko immediately ate it all. Their score increased to 820. Next, Coco chose troll cheese, a difficult ingredient to eat. But, Komatsu prepared it. and helped Toriko easily eat the troll cheese. Finally, Coco chose the nitro cherry, a type of ingredient that explodes with just a light touch, making everyone worried for Toriko. But he still wants to eat it. So, Komatsu started preparing the nitro cherry. At this point, Komatsu needed to be very careful. A slight mistake could cause the nitro cherry to explode. But he didn't have much time left to cook. Komatsu thought he had lost this time. Unexpectedly, he went straight into the kitchen, and he immediately put the nitro cherry into Toriko's mouth, causing it to explode in Toriko's stomach, making him very hurt, while Livebearer thought he was foolish for eating such a dangerous ingredient. But Toriko still believed that, no matter what ingredient he gets to eat, they are all great ingredients. Livebearer thought he would win this battle, and take Komatsu's food memory. At this point, Coco was allowed to exchange ingredients. So, he chose the electric banana, exchanging it for Livebearer's Hanya Panda ingredient. Match realized that, if the Hanya Panda is abandoned, all its points will go to Coco, making him angry, because he underestimated him, thinking he couldn't defeat the Hanya Panda. But, Livebearer chose to skip, because he saw it as unnecessary. So, Coco's score increased to 1090 points. At this point, Komatsu finished preparing the electric banana dish. Thus, Toriko immediately ate it all, and helped their score increase to 1290 points, making everyone happy. They had surpassed Livebearer's score. Now, there were only extremely toxic ingredients left on the table. It was Livebearer's turn, and he chose the electric banana. Unexpectedly, he could easily prepare and eat the electric banana. Toriko realized he had removed all the toxins from the electric banana. So, Livebearer's score increased to 1420 points. Now, only low-point ingredients remained, making him happy, because even if Coco took all the remaining points on the table, he still couldn't surpass him, making him excited, because he was about to take Komatsu's food memory. But Coco said, "Your turn to choose cards is still there." He realized Coco was still not giving up. So, he decided to skip his turn, to taunt Coco. Unexpectedly, Coco was very confident, and he told Toriko and Komatsu, "Let's try to eat them all." So, he chose the last 3 ingredients, helping their score increase to 1360 points. But, they were still lower than Livebearer's score. Now, there was only one ingredient left. This time it was Livebearer's turn. He realized this ingredient is the poisoned potato, making Livebearer happy and saying, "There's no ingredient in this casino that I can't eat, because all the cooking methods are in his head." While he was very happy, Coco immediately said, "I knew you could eat any ingredient from the start. But, the sequence of ingredients you ate today was all part of my plan," making Livebearer surprised, and he immediately realized, he can't eat this poisoned potato, because he has entered the food chain arranged by Coco. For example, when watermelon is combined with beer, it will speed up digestion. But, poisoned potato when combined with summer whiskey, gold shrimp, and electric banana, it will create an extremely powerful toxin, making Livebearer furious, for falling into Coco's food chain. It turns out Coco has also arranged a food chain for Toriko, helping his body recover faster. But, Livebearer didn't understand why Toriko could eat the nitro cherry, even though Komatsu couldn't remove its explosive nature. But, he made the nitro cherry taste better. Then, Coco chose recovery ingredients for Toriko, making Match surprised, because they realized they are a great team, while Livebearer is worried. Suddenly, he confidently decides to eat the poisoned potato. It turns out he deliberately stalled for time, so that his body secretes a layer of gastric mucus for protection. He was excited, thinking he would definitely win this time. But Coco said, "Don't forget you drank summer whiskey," and combined with Komatsu's Napa cheese cabbage to neutralize the alcohol, making him surprised, because that combination would create a biological decomposition substance, and it would remove his gastric mucus protection layer, making Livebearer shocked, because Coco realized his plan. At this point, Livebearer started feeling fearful. So, he decided to skip his turn. Then, it was Coco's turn, and he also skipped, because according to the rules, if a player skips twice, they lose, making Livebearer furious, because he lost to them. So, Livebearer decided not to play the game anymore, and ordered his subordinates to capture them. It turns out this was also predicted by Coco. Thus, they also decided to fight. When Toriko was about to fight Livebearer, Coco immediately said, "Let me take care of him." So, they began to fight. While Match and Toriko easily defeated Livebearer's subordinates, Livebearer started attacking Coco. Thus, he used poison armor, and immediately defeated Livebearer with just one blow. So, Toriko's team won. At this point, Komatsu finished preparing the poisoned potato dish. It turns out Coco arranged the last 3 ingredients for Toriko. So, now he could comfortably eat the poisoned potato, making Toriko very happy, and he immediately tasted it. Unexpectedly, it tasted very delicious, and immediately helped Toriko's gourmet cells evolve, making everyone very surprised. At this point, Livebearer took Toriko's team to get the meteor garlic. Unexpectedly, inside this room, he stored a lot of information. Livebearer didn't understand why Toriko didn't want to take the food memory, so he said, "Food is not felt through memories, it's felt through the mouth." Although he was knocked by Coco, but he still wanted to get Komatsu's food memory. Finally, they found the meteor garlic, making them very surprised, because the meteor garlic was very large. At this point, Livebearer told them, meteor garlic is an ingredient that needs special preparation, but Komatsu believed that he would definitely be able to cook it. At this time, Toriko's team went up to the rooftop of the 10-star restaurant. While waiting for Komatsu to prepare the meteor garlic, Match asked Coco, "Is it okay to leave Komatsu with Livebearer?" But Coco had knocked Livebearer, so he wouldn't be able to move freely. At this time, Komatsu was trying to open the shell of the meteor garlic. When Livebearer thought Komatsu wouldn't find a way to cook it, unexpectedly, he managed to open the shell. It turns out it needed to be both roasted and cut. Livebearer realized Komatsu was extraordinary. Suddenly, he found the inside very hard. So, Komatsu used leaves from the Napa cheese cabbage, and pressed onto the meteor garlic, to let the bacteria in the Napa cheese cabbage soften the meteor garlic, making Livebearer surprised, because he didn't expect him to come up with this method, and he remembered his youth. While Komatsu didn't know what to do next, Coco's knocking effect wore off. So, Livebearer approached Komatsu and grabbed him, making Komatsu frightened. But unexpectedly, he just showed Komatsu how to cook the meteor garlic, because Komatsu helped him regain the feeling of being a chef. Finally, they completed it, making Toriko surprised. Match realized this was also Coco's arrangement. So, Komatsu showed them the meteor garlic dish. Unexpectedly, it was shot up into the sky, and exploded, creating a beautiful fireworks display. At this point, the meteor garlic fell down like a shooting star, making Toriko surprised, because this was indeed the meteor garlic. At this point, they thanked Livebearer, and invited him to eat with them. Toriko said, "Food tastes better when eaten together." So, they began to enjoy the meteor garlic. Unexpectedly, as soon as Komatsu ate it, he started flexing, surprising Toriko. Livebearer also grew larger. Even Coco's body expanded significantly. It turns out the meteor garlic suited his gourmet cells. So, Toriko decided to try it too, feeling like a shooting star exploding, which made Toriko's muscles grow. At this point, Livebearer decided he would hand over this casino to Match to manage, and he would return to being a proper chef. He then told Coco, the person who knows about the atom ingredient he wants to find is the chef of the king of the Jidar kingdom. His name is Joa, a shadowy chef. On Joa and the king's side of the Jidar kingdom, they have realized that Toriko's group is coming here. Turns out their plan has reached its final stage, to get Acacia's secret notebook. While Toriko's group is entering the palace of the king, Joa realizes Igo and the Bishakukai are preparing to fight, so their plan will go more smoothly. Unexpectedly, when Toriko's group arrives here, they have disappeared, leaving Toriko puzzled. Why would a king abandon his kingdom? On the other hand, President Igo has entered the Bishakukai's headquarters to meet with the boss. Today's video ends here. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to support Oni-chan in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, love you always.